our life, most of our stories has revolved around either concerts,
music of some sort,
something like that. In fact, it's funny because the second time you got stoned was also at a concert because it was the next time we went to a concert. We went and saw Nickelback, which was.
Shut up!
Don't judge us. How dare you? From the shadows, sir. Nickelback is a fine band. I will defend it.
Well.
Even though, listen, it wasn't like we tried to see Nickelback. We saw them on accident.
We fell into a Nickelback concert.
We did, all right? 100%.
Explain it.
I'll explain to you so we'll be
Judges.
justified, shadow heckler. Guy, so a friend of yours had tickets to see Nickelback.
Correct.
You two were gonna see Nickelback.
Yes.
Then she had to go to New York or something and said, hey, I'm not gonna be able to see Nickelback. Here's these Nickelback tickets.
Yes.
And
Now,
you were like,
damn
I don't wanna see Nickelback.
Right.
So you pawned them off on me.
I thought I was off
And
the
I was
hook.
like, that's cool. We'll go see Nickelback. We'll go see anybody. That was a cool show. So then, after you gave me the tickets, I started thinking, hey, there's no reason we can't get you a ticket and then have you go to the show.
There is a reason, and it's called Nickelback.
Well, that wasn't one that stood at the time. Now, I do radio sometimes, and I called the radio station, and I said, hey, do we have any tickets to go see Nickelback? And they were like, well, sure, but if I give them to you, you have to meet Nickelback. And I was like,
Have to.
why? Like, did they ask, or?
They put in a request.
I can't believe it. And she was like, no, here's the deal. When a radio station does a meet and greet, they have to be able to give away enough meet and greet passes for it to be worth the band's time to do the meet and greet. And they couldn't get rid of any of the meet and greet passes. Like, people were calling the radio station like, you win, you're caller number 9, you gotta go meet Nickelback. And people were like, nah, that's all right.
I'll take the Spy Kids DVD.
Yeah, Are you sure, Spy Kids? Like, yeah, I don't want to see him.
It's a sequel.
It's the 3D one. So I was like, heck yeah, we'll take him. So she gives me 4 awesome tickets and 4 meet and greet passes to go see Nickelback. So I call Guy and I'm like, hey man, I got you tickets and meet and greet passes to go to Nickelback. We're going to Nickelback.
Lame. I thought I was off the hook.
Yeah, but just when he thought he was out, I dragged him back in. And so he comes, so we have about 2 weeks before the show. And now you're kind of in a position where you've got a 4th ticket to get rid of. So we started with our friends, right? Like you texted a few people.
We got a lot of acquaintances, so
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I'll find somebody to go. It shouldn't be a problem, whatever. So I text a bunch of friends, and then like I text my friend Jamie, who's just this like soft-spoken. I've known him for 30 years, and I was like, hey, do you want to go see Nickelback and meet him? And then I see the text bubble come up, and it goes away. Comes back. Goes away. Comes back. Get.
We were like, man, Nickelback? And 3 weeks went by. 3. Couldn't get rid of the ticket. We tried. Called everybody we knew. Nobody wanted it. So at the day of the show, we show up, and it's still just us 3 with a 4th
I was the
ticket.
3rd wheel. So, but it was weird because like we had that extra backstage pass.
Yeah, and now it puts you in a weird position.
Right, because I can't walk up to like a woman and be like, "You want to go backstage?
You want to meet the band?
Especially with these eyebrows, you can't just.
Yeah. Those eyebrows don't say, follow me down this alleyway.
Just. So we're looking around, and we saw like a family that was over and they all had their Nickelback shirts. It looked like a Nickelback family.
It looked like the new version of the Griswolds. They were
Yeah.
like the nerdiest, like Taylorsville family. Like the dad had a polo shirt tucked into like Rustler jeans with New Balance sneakers with grass stains on them.
He mowed the lawn just before the show. Well, I gotta get it done before we go to Nickelback, Karen.
So I went up to the family and I was like, hey, who's the biggest Nickelback fan out of all of you? And I was praying that they didn't point to one of the underage daughters.
Yeah, because that would have made it
So they
weird.
all point to Dad, and I'm like, whew. Now, like, do you want to go backstage? He's like, huh? Yeah, what do I got to do? I'm like, just follow me, dude. So we went back. That dude's probably talking about that
Yeah,
now.
he still remembers it. It was like the day of his life. We get back there, and here's how it works. The meet and greet, you walk up to the back of it. They're on the other side of the thing. You come around and you meet them. And this is a band that we weren't super, like, they're not our favorite band. We're, like, super stoked to meet them. And we come up, and they go, you know what? Go do, like, a Marcus and Guy picture first. Get out there. So we walk around the corner, and there's Nickelback. And we turned into two little fangirls. Oh my God. Are you guys Nickelback? Oh my God.
Hi. Remember when you were married to Avril Lavigne?
Oh my God, don't bring that up. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. He didn't. Stop it. You guys' music is like good or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, they were beautiful. They were all tall and handsome. They looked like they had just got their hair cut like 30 seconds before we met them.
They were dapper.
Very much. And remember how they smelled?
Yeah, they smelled
So
like
good.
they smell like when you walk into Nordstrom's.
Yeah. They smelled like maple syrup and free healthcare. It was so Canadian. Just, oh, you smell like money and a free doctor's visit.
They were good though.
They were good. I'm not gonna lie. Well, that's the thing is we got done. They did our picture, and then they were like, "All right, see you later, guys." And we're like, "Do you mean it? Okay, we'll wait for you."
Well, we'll be at the bar later.
Yeah, whatever. Just call me. It's just okay.
No?
We'll figure it out. Okay. Now the funny thing is that we went out and to be 100%, they killed it.
They sounded exactly like the awful songs you hear on the radio.
Yes, they did. Yeah, note for note. It was great. They sounded great. Lead singer was fun. He had good energy. He was, he talked with the audience, engage with the crowd.
Remember he made it weird? Because
How?
there was a girl in the front row, a dude in the front row had his like toddler, like 2-3-year-old daughter on his shoulders, and they were rocking out the whole time. And they had cameras on the stage and everything, and he stops and he's talking to this dude with his daughter on his shoulders, and he's like, "What's your name?" And that's so awesome that your dad takes you to this concert. You having a good time? Yeah, blah, blah. And they go on, and then he's like, there's not a good way to go into this next song after that interaction, but I like your pants around your feet.
No! Not the next appropriate song to go into, Kroger. Straight up goes into the stripperest song they got in their repertoire. And if you remember, he actually made it worse because he tried to make it better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was talking to the little girl. He's like, there's not really an age-appropriate way to go into this next song, so I'll try to make it a little more for you. I like your diaper around your feet. No, that's worse. It's worse, Chad. No, it's worse.
20,000 people simultaneously go, stop! I think Chris Hansen came out.
Chad, talk to me for a second. What are you doing here tonight? Why are you here?